Okay, I want to show you how to pull leads off of the website. You've been uh, getting your leads from your coach directly for your first 4 sets. Now you're going to be getting them off of the website. You will request them every single time from your coach. So when you are in need of leads, make sure that you send an email to your coach a week before you're going to need them. Sometimes it takes a couple days to get them. If you notice here on the screen, there is zip codes with the semicolon in between. I do want you to do the data mining training. I do want you to go through that so that you can see the area and see why we are going into particular areas. Common sense says one thing, but through testing and sending to other areas, you're going to be able to find your targets, and your targets are going to be in several different places. We're going to cover that in a different video. Now, so if you do want to have me pull it all, or your coach to pull it all in one spreadsheet, then send it to me like this. No spaces, zip code, semicolon, zip code, semicolon. Then you're going to come into your, if you go to your dashboard, then you're going to come to My Lists, which is where we just were. Your most recent ones are going to be at the top. We're going to download this one because it's got a lot, so we're downloading it. I am working on a Mac, but they all are pretty close to the same. Right down here is where my download box comes in. Sometimes it leads. I'm going to look at every single lead, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check for duplicates. Now, there is a way that you can do it where it's kind of caveman-ish, and you just click the remove duplicates. You're going to expand. You're going to leave the My List has headers, and then we're going to check duplicates in column G, which is the motivated seller name, and then it's going to say it's got 51 duplicates that have been found and removed. I'm okay with doing that, and I do that often, but I'm still going to check for duplicates, and hopefully I'll be able to show you why. So we removed 51 duplicates. Now, the other thing that I do is I highlight the G and the H, and then I go to Home, and then I use the conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, click the duplicate values, and then we want them to highlight in this pink here. So you don't have to do anything here, just hit OK. So we're going to scroll through here. We're going to look for the highlighted ones real quick. And no, I did not do anything to this before. I just took it directly off the website. And we have, so far, no duplicates. So there is no duplicates in the G or the H column. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at each motivated seller name. So I want to find anything that I would think and have, again, I have several thousand, 78,000 leads on my spreadsheet. I know what works and what doesn't. I have several investors that I have worked with in the past that they have had good luck sending to banks. They've had good luck sending to cities. I have not. And I don't want to send to them. I definitely don't send to banks anymore. If I had my real estate license, I would send to banks. If I had my real estate license, I may send to cities. The easy way to do this is to go ahead and scroll through your G and look for banks. And then my eye is right here. I hope you can see my cursor. It's right down here at the bottom of the screen, rows 40 through 42. And as I scroll, I'm keeping my eye right there. And I'm scrolling down looking for banks, cities, large organizations is what I'm looking for. And I've had a lot of people say, well, if this one says over 100, then it's probably not somebody you want to talk to. I disagree. I disagree totally. I think you should go ahead and send to them anyways. I've had some pretty good luck with that. In fact, I got some pretty amazing deals and sales out of sending to somebody like that. Okay, right there, Wells Fargo Bank. I would not send there. They will be sweethearts and send you a letter back, but it's really not worth the time. This Wells Fargo right there. Then I go up here to delete. Up here in the top right hand corner, I hit delete, and that whole row is gone. They just don't erase the text in the row. And I keep looking through. At this point, I have not sorted anything. All right. HUD Housing of Urban, I don't send there. You don't ever get a sweetheart letter back or anything. Let's keep looking here. You're getting the basics here and what I'm looking for. Yes, I do send to LLCs. Yes, I do send to trusts. City of St. Joseph, Missouri. It's supposed to be MO. It's MI. Another point, guys. We are counting on city workers to input this information. So if you call me and say, Nick, they're all screwed up, I'm sorry, guys. I can't do anything about it. I wish I could. I wish I could fix it, but I can't. This one right here, I would not send to. Anything that says legal title like that, I don't send to it. Country Club Homes, another Wells Fargo. That one's out for me. I would not send to there. All right, so my eyes gotten a little too far up. There we go. I pronounce this one douche bank. I don't know what it is. The letter I got back was rather snotty, so I never send to them. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but I take this out because of experience. I don't take it out because, well, this guy said, or, well, I don't think. Well, send some letters and find out. USBK National Association. No, wouldn't send there. So what I'm saying is send to a few. You start getting letters back, then you can quit sending to them. Okay, Reverse Mortgage Solutions, I would not send to there. I have sent to a bail bondsman, and I've gotten several through them. Okay, Federal National Mortgage Association, would not go to there. So I know another comment that I've gotten is, why don't you guys write a code and take this out? Well, I believe that our best interest is to teach you how to scrub your leads. I want you to know, there's another one, PNC Bank. I'd take that one out. I want you to know how to scrub your own leads. I don't believe that we are doing you any service at all by, you guys starting to be successful and you have no idea what to look at when you're looking at leads and what you're asking for. You need to know your leads. It's the most important part besides relationships. It's the most important part of the business. So I believe that you should know your leads. It is something that I had to learn on my own. When I got started in the business, Habitat for Humanity, I would not send there. When I got started in the business, I did not know anything about the leads. I got a pile full of them. I got them sorted for me. Everything was done for me. When it come time for me to start learning, City of Kansas, that's another one I'd take out. When I tried to start learning on my own, all I did was fall on my face and spend all kinds of money trying to figure things out. And over time, you're going to be learning some other stuff too about the leads that's important. But this is extremely important. You need to know how to look at the leads. City of Excelsior, that is done, gone. I don't want it. But you guys need to know how to look at those leads. I know that we're spending time on this video, but what I'm showing you is that it is worth the time to go through each and every line. We still got about 500 to go. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to stop here. Pretty good. But we are going to go ahead and we're going to sort this. So I sort it. You don't have to, but I sort it first by freezing the top row. You go to view, you freeze the top row. The next thing I would do is I would sort it. So I'd go to data, I'd go to sort, and then I'd want the column, which would be column G, but they gave you the name of the column, which is the motivated seller name. We want to sort it from A to Z. Click OK. It changes all of that. Now, another question that I get often is that 1016 LLC, maybe an address is the company name or motivated seller name. That is very common. These folks will, when they buy a group of homes or they buy homes, they'll put anywhere from 3 to 7 homes in an LLC. They do that for a protection and a tax advantage. So now we are sorted. We have looked over the leads, and now it's time to start setting up your groups that you're going to be mailing to. Now, what I do is I will go and do a save as here. So I do a file, save as. Now in PC, the file is over here. And you go down to save as. And then I save this one, my last name. And it's your file. You save it what you want to save it. But for me, I still save it my last name. I've been doing it this way for years. I would do the date, and then I would do a motivated seller master. So MS master, I save it to my desktop because I'm going to be working on it, and I want it around easy to grab. Once I get it all done, then I'll put it in the appropriate file. Guys, I can't stress enough, make sure you know where your files are. Don't just save it. Put a file on your desktop and put everything under that file so that you can find it. And then once you're in that file, you can separate everything into separate files. So make sure you're spending time and you know where things are. If you just save it, it'll be lost in your downloads or your some other file that you'll never find. It's silly, but really you have to know where you saved it. That's where this comes into play. You can save it in a bunch of different places. Now the next thing would be is you're going to want to open up a couple files. Now I do this my way. You can do it however you want. First thing I do is I know that I have 1,500, 1,600 leads here. I'm going to send 400 a week. So I'm going to have, let's see, 1,500, 4. I'm going to have pretty close to 4. So I'm going to open up 4 spreadsheets. I'm going to show you why here in a minute. So the first thing is, now I have saved this master. I am not going to ever save it again because I want all of the leads in there, even though I've scrubbed it all, or even after I've scrubbed it all. I'm going to leave it the way it is. Now that I'm going to mess with it, I'm not going to save it again because when I close it, I want it to open up the way it is right there, right now. So I don't want to lose what I have built right here. And I've spent probably an hour building this. I don't want to lose it. So when you close this master down, when we're done doing all of this, do not save it. Now, first thing I do is I highlight the row, which you click on the 1 here, but I highlight row 1. I copy, which again, on a PC, it's a right click down to copy. And then I go to each one of my files that I have opened up, new ones, and I am going to paste that first row in every one of them. So now that's all done. In order for you to print, you are going to have that first row in there so that the programming that you have in your letter and the mail merge will pull out the appropriate column and row to fill in your letter. So now we're starting at 2. I'm going to do 400. So I'm going to scroll down here to 401 because I had that title row. So I'm going to do that. And then here, again, we're not going to save this now. We're going to cut. So we're right click, we're cutting. Now, if you notice, there's this little dotted line that goes around what we're trying to cut or paste. We want to look for that. If that's not there, it's not going to work. So we're cutting, we're going to go to the first one, we're clicking the top row that's empty and the left column is far over, and we're going to paste. And all of that goes in there. Then you're going to go up again and we're going to do a save as. We're going to do that every time we build one of these. We're going to do a save as. And again, you do it however you want to, but I'm going to put my last name, the date, and motivated seller, but I don't put master because you've already done that. But this is group number 1 that I'm going to send to. I don't keep track of those numbers. I put a date and however many I'm going to build off of the date of the leads that I pulled. This keeps me straight on how often I have pulled leads, and to me that's important. So that's why I date them. You can call this beginning here. You could just do the date and the MS1 if you wanted to, but this is the way I do it. I hit save because it is on the desktop, and I X out of that one. So that one is done. You have your first file done. Now the next one, you go to the 402, which if you're only doing 200, you would go to the 202. And then we're going to go down to 802, and we're going to highlight every single one. And then we're going to cut. The reason I cut is because I don't want to forget where I left off. So again, we cut, right click, down to cut. The line is there, the dotted line is there. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to paste, right click, down to paste, and I'm going to do this again. That's how you do it, guys. Save as, last name, date, oops, I want a space there, and I want to spell my name right. Motivated seller, this one would be number 2. So now you guys know how I pull them, how I sort them, how I scrub them, and now how I separate them so I have files to print. Once you are done doing that, you're going to want to put them in the appropriate motivated seller file under your desktop or wherever you've got it. You're going to want to be able to find it. The other thing is that every time you mail one of these, you're going to want to copy and paste it. Just like what we did, minus this row here. We don't need this row. We're just going to copy and paste that right into your main spreadsheet. Then you're going to go to column W and enter a D in every cell in those leads. So that, guys, that is everything for that. We are putting a lot more videos out, so keep an eye on those, and let your coach know if you have any questions.